It was a weekend when the fallout from the death of Lee Rigby fell on streets around the country. This was Westminster, where the British National Party staged what it called a Hate Preachers Out rally. When it took to the streets, so did anti-fascist protesters in a counter-demonstration.
I don't think that the murder of Lee Rigby should be used by fascists to increase levels of racism inside of our society. I just think that would be a real travesty of justice if that were to happen.
We want a unity in the community, and therefore when people look and say in Britain there's a conflict, we want to show that the majority of people stand for decent society without division.
The BNP had intended to stage a march from the spot where Lee Rigby was killed in Woolwich to an Islamic mosque in Lewisham. The Metropolitan Police redirected them away from the scene of the crime for fear of inflaming local tensions. The issue of violence in the wake of events last week in Woolwich has been addressed across society with widespread appeals for calm. Those appeals have been echoed by the family of Lee Rigby, who said they don't want anybody injured in his name.
The family have made a very dignified plea that people shouldn't use Lee Rigby's tragic death as a reason to attack other people, and we agree with that 100%. We're here to make a political protest, to draw attention to a political problem, because if people stick their heads in the sand, if people continue to believe the lie, one, that Islam is a religion of peace, and two, that our involvement in wars like Afghanistan and Iraq isn't causing problems, then more lads will die like Lee Rigby.
There were other demonstrations. In Leeds by the English Defence League. And this was the scene in Edinburgh, where its Scottish equivalent staged a rally. Away from demos and protests, counter-terrorism officers questioned Michael Adebajolo, now released from hospital after being arrested on suspicion of Lee Rigby's murder. He's now also being questioned on suspicion of attempting to murder a police officer. It wasn't a huge BNP turnout to this protest rally. This part of central London has seen more violent demonstrations than this, even if up close, when demo clashed with counter-demo, it was a meeting most ugly.